Hello, I heard everyone here for more Nameless, and we're gonna start dating a new boy, which is mega exciting. So we'll go to first save here. Or should I... Wait. Should I just... Oh, whoops, I did... In a second, technical difficulties. Alright, so I accidentally exited out of the game. Anyway, what I meant to do was press new game, because I'm... Oh, yes. Forget the name? Oh! It's so strange that I can't date, Red yet at all, because it looks like I'm now able to date Tay, which I wasn't able before. What does forget the name mean? It probably means, like, erase everything. Alright, so I can date Tay, and I can date Yanho and Lance, but for some reason not Red, which is very odd to me, because Red seems like a very entry-level boy to date, which makes me think that there must be some interesting secrets that Red has. So that really intrigues me there. And while I do really want to date Tay, I want to save him for later, because he seems like... Because he's seems like a really important boy to date, and so I want to stick to the entry ones for now still. All right, prologue. And I think I'm gonna go for Lance next. Oh. Oh man. Oh, that's cool. All right. Stop looking. I don't need to look at these boys. Oh. Every time I say hi to them and tell them about my day, when I come back home, or whatever, people think I'm crazy. Why can't I skip this? Is it because I didn't look at any of them? It doesn't matter. I'm the only one who knows about it anyway. I just have to be careful. I'll just make excuses. To others, I'm just an ordinary girl who likes movies and music. No one knows that I like dolls if I don't show it, so all I have to do is keep quiet. It's more comfortable to just go along with the crowd than to reveal what I like. I don't want others to know about my strange tastes. If they do think I'm strange, I have neither the courage to ask them to understand nor the strength to withstand their patronizing looks. I really love dolls, but I can't tell anyone that. I wonder if it is different. It feels like it would be something I'd say in the first route. At the first day of school, being an introvert, I was just carefully peering around the class without any new friends. Huh? It's kind of noisy on my side. Oh, interesting. We are getting, like, new scenes and stuff. Remembering more. I don't know. It's very odd. There's so much text here, I couldn't read it all before she finished talking. Wow, she's pretty. She has a dirty mouth, though. I turned and saw the long-haired girl grieving to the girl with a boyish cut. They seemed to be close, calling each other by first names.
신비, 너도 말은 안 하지만 나랑 같은 생각하고 있잖아. 안 그래? 네가 하루 이틀 같이 있었던 것도 아니고 나는 다 알아.
The girl making the fuss is called Zoe, and the short-haired girl must be Shimbi. That Shimbi girl is pretty cute. No, cool. But, I mean, sipping milk out of a straw? That's kind of not what she looks like. Unlike the chic and distant look she sported, she's kind of adorable sipping milk out of a straw.
엄마가 너랑 둘이 살라고 했을 때 난 이게 웬 횡재인가 싶었다고. 그 지겨운 잔소리에서 해냈잖아. 부모님의 잔소리가 없는 자유의 시간, 그리고 새로운 아카데미. 드디어 나에게도 핑크빛 청춘이 찾아오는 거라고 잔뜩 기대했는데 말이야.
She looked around the class with squinted eyes.
뭐? 핑크가 아니라 잿빛이다, 잿빛.
She sighed heavily again. The sigh was so big that all the boys stared at her. They were whispering and were not giving her kind looks. This is not good. She's gonna have a bad first impression. What a shame. She's so pretty.
아카데미의 교육 과정은 3년이니까 그동안에 생길지도 모르지. 사람을 좋아하게 되는 건 순식간이잖아. 아, 잠시만.
Having finished her milk, she stood up to throw away an empty carton. Wow, so tall. She's like a model. Her slender figure worked together with her long legs, and that indifferent cold look she had gave her an exotic feel. All the surrounding girls looked at her with envy.
그럼 전학생이라도 오지 않는 이상 불가능할 것 같다. 일단 우리 반에는 대적할 수 있는 상대가 없어 보여. 대적? 누가 누구랑? 이거 말이야 이거.
Zoe pointed at Shinbi's face.
내가 몇 년을 너랑 함께 보낸 것 같아? 말을 하기 전부터 우리는 함께 지냈다고. 그런 너와 함께 자라는데 내가 어떻겠냐?
She caught my eye. What do I do? I must have creeped her out. No, she's coming. What do I do? Apologize? Hey.
너도 그렇게 생각하지 않아? 우리 반 남자애들 다 합한 것보다 수수하고 잘생기지 않냐? 난 매일 저 얼굴을 본단 말이야. 그러니까 나도 자연스레 눈이 거기에 맞춰지지 않겠냐고.
Yeah.
그건 됐고 그것보다 있지. 넌 남자를 볼 때 어디가 제일 중요하다고 생각해?
What? It's most important thing in a guy. I mean, thought of just one thing. Thought of one thing I search for when looking for a doll to buy. The face. That moment, I thought I saw the boys afar stare at me. Darn, I was too honest. Soon as I answered, I wanted to punch myself in the face for being so blunt. When I was about to break out in a cold sweat, the eyes of a girl in front of me widened.
그치, 그치. 역시 난 틀리지 않았어. 세상은 나를 속물이라고 하지만 다들 속으로는 똑같다 이거야. 야, 이거 말이 통하는데?
Oh, I'm...
그렇구나. 너랑 잘 어울리는 이름인데? 반가워. 나는 소희. 얘는 신비야. 안녕.
Oh, hey.
이렇게 뜻이 통하는 친구를 만나는 것도 드문 일인데 앞으로 친하게 지내보자.
And then we became besties. That day, after school, Zoe preached on about a girl's happiness is all about eating off the charm of cute guys. We had our own little inaugural ceremony at the nearby fast food joint. Felt like I was swearing an oath to the CIA, but all that was left in my hand was spicy rice cakes for $4, tempura for free, fish cakes for $5, a bill outlining all the food. Because of Zoe, who told me she'd gift me with the joy of paying to celebrate our new friendship, I had to pay for everything that day. Have I just been ripped off? It was recess. I was seriously pondering about what true friendship was when Zoe came to talk.
그래서 말인데 넌 어떻게 생각해?
Alright. For me, this. The other one's cute too, but I think this would look better on you.
그럼 이걸로 살까? 이거 입고 나가면 모두의 시선을 한 번에 딱 받을 수 있을까? 이번에야말로 남자친구를 만들고 말겠어.
Is it because I've been playing with the dolls for N years now? I've come to have quite an eye for clothes and styling. Is it because I dated Yuri in a past life? So Zoe comes to me to ask about fashion from time to time. She says my eyes are exact on something like that. But honestly, Zoe, you're noticeable enough without all that. I'll get my fancy and pretty friend. Because of what she said on the first day, boys haven't been interested in her. Well, at first they seemed like they were unable to. But despite what I'd expected, I'm struggling a bit. But despite what I'd expected as time passed, still struggling. As time passed, Zoe came to command all the boys' attention. Cute for being honest. Boys are such... All is okay in the end if you're pretty. Even if you shout out loud, looks equal boys. If you're cute like Zoe, then all works out. I need to get my brain in order. To be honest, I don't hate Zoe's personality. Actually, I kind of like it. And everyone else must have felt the same, as they were hypnotized by her straightforward charm. As if to prove her popularity, Zoe became our class president.
그나저나 신기야. 너 요새 잡지란 잡지에는 다 나오던데.
Oh. Okay. I was not expecting there to be, like, that much new content right away in the beginning. Our boys are alive! Hooray! Look at how beautiful they all are. So yeah, as I was saying earlier, before I got interrupted with new content, I'm gonna date Lance this round, cause he's the one I'm most interested in at the moment, besides Tae. Which basically says that I just don't want to date Yeonho right now. But Yeonho will definitely be after Lance, because I want to save Tae for practically last, because I think he will have a really, really good route based on what we've seen from him so far. Oh yay, the opening! Do love me, the opening. So quiet though. Crank it up! All the way up! Look at how beautiful they all are. Oh, Red is so cute. Kitty! Mystery boy! Mystery carousel that's controlling my life. Oh man, I'm so curious about you. Alright, better turn it down before voices start blasting my ears. Will you remember it? Yes, I will. I'm already starting to remember things. Thanks to my Yuri dating. Got an unlabeled diary. No. First day. First choice should be coming up. Oh! Sure enough, the class started to stir as soon as we entered. Nothing surprising. I mean, considering all the fuss in the morning, silence would have been strange. After looking around the class with a serious face, Lance opened his mouth. He looked colder and a bit nervous at seeing all those people. Pointed at the empty seat right behind me. The original owner of the seat followed his parents and moved to the countryside. I was about to say that's probably okay when he strode into the class. I guess he doesn't need my answer. Interesting. What? Hearing Zoe's voice, I turned around. I turned around as I couldn't bear to see my friend embarrass herself. Everyone else avoided her in the same way. Why are we always the embarrassing ones, Zoe?
잘 오셨어요, 전학생 여러분. 아직은 처음이라 이곳 생활에 불편함이 많으실 거예요. 그럴 땐 주저없이 반장에게 물어보도록 하세요. 참고로 내가 바로 반장이랍니다. Everyone
was appalled to see her laugh twice as loud. She She's usually a bit over the top, but today she seems a bit crazy. Amongst all this, Shinbi, who was used to everything, stood there without the slightest change of expression. Zoe gave Lance her $1,000,000 smile and held out her hand. But Lance completely ignored her soft, girly hands. Then he marched to his seat with that cold-as-ice face of his.
이보세요. 저기요? Hello? 모시모시?
Mushi.
야, 임마!
Ignoring his brutal indifference, she followed him. It's really almost admirable the way she turns into an Amazon warrior when she notices cute guys.
좋은 아침. 꽃미남을 보고 또 흥분했어.
You know, I understand that. Of course. Hardly surprising now. She started worshipping cute guys since the beginning of the semester.
이번에야말로 반드시 꽃미남과 핑크빛 청춘을 물들이겠다던데.
Her willpower is amazing. To be honest, something like this has actually happened before. I think it was the first day Mr. Eugen came to our school. Oh boy. The first day he came, no one ever dreamed that he was a bit kooky. So that day, Zoe made a fuss about finally meeting the Prince Charming of her life. The very next day, she started hitting on him like crazy. Naturally, the result was devastating. To be honest, since there was a rumor that he liked bones, we did hope for a tiny bit. But even Mr. Eugen, whom we thought was a bit off, couldn't seem to handle Zoe. But a few days later, she bounced right back from the heartbreak. Then she stormed into the infirmary like Medea, ready for revenge.
왜죠? 대체제 어디가 문제죠? 귀여운 얼굴에 환상적인 레스라니 안 보이세요? 제 입으로 말하기는 좀 그렇지만 이미 알고 계시죠? 전 우리 아카데미의 마돈나라고요.
Shouldn't make romantic relationships with your teacher. Unless if they resign, then I guess that's fair game apparently, because that's what I did. Unlike what she said, she bore no hint of shame. Actually, she must have been more embarrassed to hear what she was saying. She went rattling on without a change in expression.
설명을 해주세요, 설명을. 대체 제 어디가 부족하다는 거예요? 선생님이 안고 계신 그 설명보다 제가 못한 게 뭐냐고요?
Zoe, all worked up, menacingly pointed at Mr. Eugen's skeleton model. Oh man, you did not insult Beatrice like that. The skeleton model Mr. Eugen was caressing so dearly was called Beatrice. According to him, Beatrice bore the name of an old noble family that traced back to the Middle Ages. He also added that she was an honest and lovely girl who knew how to show her mind as it is. The problem is that she shows everything as it is, even her bones.
지금 자신을 베아트리치와 비교하는 건가? 우습군. 좋아.
Oh, man.
그렇게 궁금해하니 말해주도록 하지. 넌
네, 제가 뭐요?
불필요한 게 너무 많아.
네?
Organs, skin, hair, it's all unnecessary.
말이야, 그건 피부와 뼈 속에 있는 피 아저씨들. 승부에 있는 그건 정말로 쓸데가 없지. 그에 비해 베아트리치는 모든 것이 너무 완벽해. 그 어느 하나도 빠져서는 안 되는 완벽함을 가지고 있다 이 말이야. 신이 만들어낸 최고의 걸작이야.
Fantastic. Mr. Eugen shook with excitement as he praised Beatrice. Zoe blankly stared at her breast Mr. Eugen just pointed at.
나 지금 또 그거 차인 거야?
In complete shock, she froze at the spot. Leaving Mr. Eugen to whisper his love to Beatrice, Shinbi and I dragged Zoe out from that place. Shinbi and I ended up having to support Zoe as she walked lifelessly back home. Lance coldly ignored Zoe and sat down in a seat. Oh, is it back? Nope, not yet. And Yanho, who stood there awkwardly, hesitated and shook her hand.
네, 감사합니다. 앞으로 잘 부탁드릴게요.
Precious child. Yanho said while blushing. As soon as she saw that, Zoe squealed and tried to hug Yanho. Thankfully, Shinbi followed and managed to stop her.
무서워하잖아.
Shinbi soon drags Soy away, who was breathing heavily. Her eyes were still burning with desire. She's not thinking of staying like that the whole day, is she?
저분 왠지 아프신 것 같은데 괜찮을까요?
She'll be fine. No, but that's normal for her, so don't worry. She's always been like that. Yanho seemed confused, but soon nodded. He went to an empty seat up front and quietly sat down. But he kept looking at me from a seat, put my bag down, and unconsciously turned around. Even though Zoe wasn't around, no one thought to go over to Lance. Felt like Lance was surrounded by an invisible wall. Well, we are in the same class now. Should I go talk to him? Hey, Lance. No, it just hit me that we're really in the same class now. Still can't believe we're going to take classes together. How are you feeling?
그렇네요.
What? You feel the same?
네, 저도 꿈 같습니다. 그리고 기왕이면 빨리 깼으면 좋겠군요.
It's impossible to have a conversation with him. But I can't give up now. Come to think of it, until now I was just busy worrying. But I'd been dreaming about this every day. My dolls have become humans. There are so many things I wanted to do if I could actually talk with my dolls. Now that the matriculation problems are solved, I can actually enjoy this situation. Hey Lance, next recess, I'll show you around the building. There are a lot of famous things around our academy. Should be a lot of flowers in the backyard around now.
이미 알고 있습니다.
Oh, what?
당신의 아카데미 생활에 대한 건 이미 알고 있습니다. 뜰에 핀 꽃을 꺾어서 당신의 할아버지에게 가져다 주었죠. 그리고 그 유명한 빵은 빨리 품절이 되니까 당신은 자주 먹지 못했고요. 설마 모를 거라고 생각했습니까?
Yeah? How?
당신이 말해줬으니까요.
Why did I talk about that stuff with my dolls?
아까 보았던 이상한 여자가 소이고 저기서 연우의 머리를 파일로 문지르고 있는 여자가 신비겠군요. 당신은 저 친구들을 만난 것이 행운이라고 했죠.
Looked by my side and saw Shinbi rubbing a plastic file on Yanho's hair. Yanho was near tears and asked her to stop, but looking at Shinbi's face, it was not going to end soon. What are you doing, Shinbi? I've never even seen Shinbi laugh like that.
저게 웃고 있는 겁니까? 제 눈엔 무표정한
She's laughing on the inside. No, I can see it. She's having a lot of fun right now. It's really rare to see her like that.
그런 게 보이는 겁니까?
Huh? Yeah, I guess so. After hearing Lance say that, I really felt it. I've become really close to those friends without realizing. Now I can guess what they're thinking from the slightest change in their expressions.
그런 친구들에게 당신은 절대로 사실을 말하지 않겠죠.
Lance looked at me and then turned his head to Yanho, who was being tormented by Shinbi. I could tell what he meant as I turned to Yanho too. Truth that they are actually dolls, and my hobby I never told anyone about. Froze as I realized that.
말할 수 없겠죠.
But that's... Everything Lance said out bluntly was true. That was why I couldn't bear to listen to him. There's nothing I can do. They're my most precious friends, and I don't want to lose them. If I could stay with them by not telling them the truth, I will not tell them until the end. Being brutally honest isn't always good. I could feel my voice sinking even as I spoke. Although I value my friends, I knew what I was doing was really hypocritical, but I am too scared to tell the truth.
뭐, 알겠습니다. 어차피 저와는 상관없는 일이니까요. 당신이 뭐라든 그것은 당신의 자유죠. 그리고 당신도 그렇게 생각해 주셨으면 합니다. 당신이 저의 오너이긴 하지만 지금은 상황이 특별하니까요. 아카데미는 얌전히 다니도록 하겠습니다.
Lance added coldly. I can feel things won't go so smoothly from now on. Nope. New routine. I wonder if there's like some sort of Zoe and Shinbi route that I can go on. Where I just hang out with my friends forever and forget about boys. Because it seems like all the new scenes are kind of setting that up. Oh, here we go. First choice. I want to go to school with Lance. You know, first I must save. Because I just like it that way. Boop. Lance. See Lance in front of a house. Lance, let's head out together.
저야 상관없지만 당신이 걱정이군요.
What?
이목을 끌 테니까요.
Oh, right.
버스까지만 같이 타고 내리는 건 따로 내리겠습니다.
Okay. Since the real nightmare starts when we get off. It's been over a week since they became human. I was curious what each day would be like for Lance. He's more quiet than the other dolls, so I can't know what he's thinking. Should I ask him? Lance, is there anything uncomfortable about being human? Lance looks at me while walking.
맞습니다. 특히 그 정의의 용사 휴대폰에는 빨간 원숭이가 시끄러워서 불편합니다.
Oh, red. It's in his doll coding. He can't help it, and besides, it's endearing. Lance has ignored Red quite a number of times. I'm a bit worried that they don't get along very well since I often see them bickering.
교실에서는 사람들이 자꾸 쓸데없이 말을 걸거나 뭔가 주고 가는 것이 불편합니다.
That's because you're popular. I smile and look at Lance, but he's still
그런
expressionless.
것을 바란 적 없습니다.
Lance seemed to be bothered. I wish I could say something like that, I mutter while staring blankly. Being popular means a lot of people care about you and like you. I'm jealous. I'm definitely on the ordinary side of a class, so I can't even dream about being popular. Although I guess being with Zoe and Shinbi makes me stand out a bit.
어차피 그런 건 진정으로 제게 관심을 주는 게 아닙니다.
Not genuinely care about you. What does he mean?
만약 저와 똑같이 생긴 사람이 있다면 똑같은 일이 벌어질 겁니다.
Oh. I guess that makes sense.
다들 겉모습에 매료되어 있는 겁니다. 어리석죠.
Yeah.
그런 것도 모르고 시끄럽게 그 관심을 즐기고 있는 그 녀석을 보면
Does he mean Red?
아닙니다.
I could tell that he wasn't about to say something nice. Lance is not wrong. Everyone does linger around him for his looks, even though he is always so cold to them. I felt sad knowing Lance knew exactly that his popularity was because of his looks. But his looks are an essential part of his character. He would be happier if he thought a bit more positively. Sad.
버스가 없군요.
Oh, okay.
그럼 이만.
Lance nodded once and got on the bus first. Hey, skipperoo. Oh, I will neglect the baby. The Red song. The best part of a game. Oh, I keep forgetting about that horse. That's the second best part of a game. Bread time. Alright. I'm going to go to a corner and eat there, because I assume that's where Lance will be. Just in case, I'm going to do a quick save. Boop. Found an empty seat in a corner and took all my bread there. Then I saw Lance standing by himself beside a window at the opposite corner of a cafeteria. Doesn't he eat? I approached Lance, thinking I'd give him some of the bread Red gave me. Aren't you eating?
배고프지 않습니다.
You nagged me for skipping breakfast. It's not good for you to skip lunch. Here. I gave the bread Red gave me. At home, Tay prepares every meal for us, but there's nothing besides cafeteria food to eat here.
잔소리를 한 건 연우였습니다. 그리고 배고프지 않다고 말했습니다.
Then maybe later. Lance cut my words and refused. Fine, alright. Felt timid at seeing Lance speak to me so coldly. I better just back down this time. Sponge cakes are really good. Fine, I won't give it to you. Fine, I won't give it to you later. Ha! Should I eat with Red? Saw Red saying hi to the cafeteria lady with hands full of bread.
평생 그 멍청이한테 받은 빵을 달라고 할 일은 없을 겁니다.
That idiot Lance is talking about is surely Red. Lance really doesn't seem to like Red. Still bothered me that he glared at Red when he came into the cafeteria. I wanted to know exactly what about Red Lance hated so much. Red thought of me. Why do you hate Red so much?
그런 식으로 요란하게 호의를 표현하는 것도 재능이라면 재능이죠.
Lance stood up from his seat.
전
Lance.
시끄러운 것은 싫습니다.
He looked at me once and just coldly passed by me. He didn't seem to feel so good. He wasn't usually like that. Does he hate when Red did does he hate what Red did that much? I'm back to skipping. Yes. I think I go thank you. I guess. Sure. Oh yay, the dissection. Alright. I will save Lance! I decided to save Lance since it's likely others will save Yanho. Also, it bothered me that Lance stayed quiet the whole time. He's not saying anything, but he surely must be in shock. Mr. Eugen, I'm just thinking, before when I ran errands for you, I noticed that Beatrice seemed to like models that are bigger than her. Last time when Johnny dropped by for a visit, Beatrice strangely seemed brighter than usual. She seemed to fancy him. Johnny, the male skeleton model treasured by a chemistry teacher. Female, 37 years old. Single, who argues to be a gold miss from a neighboring academy.
뭐라고? 날 베아트리체가 그럴 리 없어.
Well, I may be wrong, but considering Lance's perfect figure, Beatrice might fall for him. That's just what I personally think. So, since Lance has a bigger figure than Beatrice, if he's made into a sample, you might end up creating a rival for yourself. Nothing's for sure, but it's best to be careful, no?
그렇군. 일리 있는 지적이다. 그건 미처 생각하지 못했어. 그럼 역시 샘플은 이쪽으로 해야겠군.
Yanho looked at me with big teary eyes. Sorry, Yanho.
그렇다면 병아리는 내가 지킨다.
As expected, Zoe suddenly stood up from her seat and was in tears and willing to never let Yanho go. Mr. Eugen froze from seeing her, telling him to cut her own stomach before cutting his. Thankfully, we were able to survive the class without a dissecting experiment. Nah. No. Bonjour. Alright, I think I'll stop the episode there, and we will continue trying to get on the Lance route in the next episode. So I hope to see you then. Bye!